Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel Third Eye Media. So these are the articles which were published on March 31st of Hindu newspaper. So let's discuss one by one. The first topic was CAA rules, that is Citizenship Amendment Act rules, silent on fate of rejected applicants. CAA applicants can be rejected by an empowered committee if their documents fail scrutiny or if there is any adverse security clearance report. No mention of review procedures in CAA rules. So it has not mentioned about anything regarding rejection. For example, if the application got rejected, there is no redressal mechanism present available for the applicants. As applicants start coming in through applications start coming in through the online citizenship portal of Citizenship Amendment Act, some potential applicants are worried about their fate if rejected. The law's rules notified earlier this month are silent regarding any review process for applications rejected by the empowered committees which have the final authority to accord citizenship under the Act. The parent law, the Citizenship Act 1955, says that the applicant may file a review application before the central government within 30 days and the decision of the central government on such review shall be final. The ambiguity around the rejection of application process concerns particularly for the Matao committee, Matia community in West Bengal who stand to benefit from the CAA's provision of fast-tracked citizenship. 4 receive Bharat Ratna posthumously. Posthumously means they have died. President Draupadi Murmu on Saturday conferred Bharat Ratna on former Prime Ministers P.V. Narasimha Rao and Chaudhary Charan Singh, former Bihar Chief Minister Karpuri Thakur, and agronomist Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. All 4 awards were presented posthumously at a brief ceremony at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So basically this Bharat Ratna is nothing but the highest civilian award. So this highest civilian award, all these awards are actually mentioned under Article 18 of the Indian Constitution. So under Article 18 of the Indian Constitution it is clearly mentioned. So what are the different criteria or rules based upon which eligibility criteria based on which this particular awards are awarded to the awardees. Next, heat wave alert for TS. City touches 42.4 degrees Celsius. The Indian Meteorological Department has issued a heat wave alert for certain parts of Telangana. Nights will be warmer starting from Sunday, followed by heat wave from April 1 to 3 in certain parts of the state. Maximum and minimum temperatures are likely to reach 40 and 25 degrees Celsius. Next, Zakat helps free inmates during Ramzan. So basically what is all about Zakat? We need to understand from this particular, as it's a month of Holy Ramzan, we need to understand what is the concept of Zakat. Over the past few years, some organizations have a part of their savings during the holy month set aside for charity to free prisoners who cannot afford bail, thereby helping them and their families. It is in the month of Ramzan that most Muslims busy themselves with calculating Zakat, a prominent manifestation of charity in Islam, usually given to those in abject poverty. Over the past few years, Zakat funds calculated at 2.1. What is it? Zakat is nothing but 2.5% of an individual's annual savings and eligible assets are being used to free inmates of jails who have served their prison sentences but have no support systems to pay fines associated with their convictions. So it's all about Zakat. Zakat is nothing but 2.5% of an individual's annual savings and eligible assets. Artificial intelligence voice assistant to help farmers. So command on the cell phone turned on or switched off the motor. Swechha team collected 1.5 million voice samples so that the model can function in any part of the Telugu speaking areas. Woman who lost her son to electrocution and a woman who lost her husband to electrocution as part of farming activity on Saturday launched a voice activated device to help farmers. The AI voice activated device listens in Telugu and turns it into contactless commands for the pump set. This is a prototype to show how voice commands can be used to control devices, said Kiran Chandra of Swechha, pointing to a small motor pump hooked at an IoT device connected to a cell phone. So basically they have developed this based upon a technology that is Internet of Things. A command on the cell phone turned off or switched on the motor. The event was organized on the sidelines of the 2-day conference on artificial intelligence and machine learning, AI Days 2024, with the theme of AI for Society, which began at INTU Hyderabad. The team collected 1.5 million voice samples so that the model can function in any part of the Telugu speaking areas. Further research has been done to actually extend this particular product to different parts of the country, collecting different samples of different languages. eyed by encroachers Badshahi Ashur Khana to get a boundary wall. The 400-year-old glazed tile wonder of Badshahi Ashur Khana, built during the reign of Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah in Hyderabad, will finally get an entrance befitting its heritage structure. This follows an undertaking by the Government of India through its Deputy Solicitor General of India to construct a boundary wall around the heritage site, which was completed in 1611 CE. The Ashur Khana, what is the Ashur Khana? The Ashur Khana is a Shia house of mourning where the 10th day of Muharram is marked in a day-long ceremony to commemorate the death of Hussein at the Battle of Karbala. So, fish otolith ornaments make market debut. Debut otoliths are biomineralized ear stones that help fish hear and provide it a sense of balance. Ornaments from fish otoliths named sea gems have made a market debut thanks to efforts of a group of enthusiastic fisherwomen in Vizinjam, trained by scientists from Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute. The otolith ornaments crafted by fisherwomen and a self-help group Sea Gems Mahila Sahrudam group recently went on display at Kerala Arts and Crafts Village showroom in Kovalam, Thiruvananthapuram. Fish otoliths are biomineralized ears that help fish hear and provide it a sense of balance. Otoliths are important in fish studies as they have species-specific shapes and grow throughout their life. This is the first time ornaments from fish otoliths, known to the Romans and Egyptians as lucky stones and which continue to be used in countries like Brazil, are being produced and sold in an organized and sustainable manner in India, said CMFRI. Next, many countries yet to fully implement steps to prevent misuse of virtual assets, says FATF, that is Financial Action Task Force. The Financial Action Task Force, the global money laundering and terrorist financing watchdog, has found that many countries are yet to fully implement its requirements aimed at preventing misuse of virtual assets and virtual assets services providers. Virtual assets are nothing but crypto assets, refer to any digital representation of value that can be digitally traded, transferred or used for payment. India, a member country, has conducted a supervisory inspection or included VASPs, that is Virtual Asset Service Providers, in its current inspection plan, has taken enforcement action or other supervisory action against VASPs, and has passed or enacted the travel rule for virtual asset service providers. The FATF is yet to evaluate and rate India's performance with respect to the revised standards on virtual assets and virtual asset service providers. The countries which have explicitly prohibited the use of virtual assets and virtual asset service providers are China, Egypt and Saudi Arabia, while it is in progress in Seychelles and Indonesia. Next, 250 rescued from cyber fraud centers abroad, Minister of External Affairs. Government working with Cambodian authorities to crack down on those responsible for the scam. Recruits forced into cybercrime online recruitment scam is linked mainly to Chinese firms. A nationwide hunt against agents involved in such scams has revealed some insights into their other operations. Job seekers from across South Asia and Southeast Asia are recruited by agents operating in Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar and India. They are promised IT jobs, but once they are forced to work in cyber fraud centers. They then work over the phone and through social media and get people to invest in fraudulent cryptocurrency trading and other schemes. Minister of Home Affairs says they get over 2,000 calls a day about such scams involving firms in Cambodia and Myanmar. Minister of External Affairs cautions people against accepting job offers from Southeast Asia region, asking them to go through authorized agents. Next is Green Group seek ban on infra project in Himalayas. The organizations demanded that democratic decision making through referendums and public consultations be made compulsory for large infrastructure projects. They also called the strengthening of the Environment Impact Assessment Notification 1994, the scrapping of the EIA Environment Impact Assessment 2020 amendments and FCA amendments, and free prior informed consent of Gram Sabhas for all development projects. Obviously, because it is a eco-friendly zone, so you should definitely seek what you call as referendum from the local people, because they might be having a good idea about the impact on that particular environment. Next, Facing pressure from Google, NCPCR Ullu drops adult content. Pressure has been mounting on the adult streaming platforms Ullu on its content, with the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights asking the government to act against the firm. Separately, the Digital Publisher Content Grievance Council has issued a rebuke of the streaming services catalog. The DPCGC is a streaming self-regulatory body and Ullu is a member. 18 such sites and apps were blocked earlier this month for obscene and vulgar content. These sites include Hotshots VIPL, Mojiflix, Moodex, and Uncut Adda. While there is no explicit ban on pornography in India, many international websites offering such content have been ordered offline by the Uttarakhand. High Court in a suo motu 2018 judgment that the government and internet providers continue to comply with. DPCGC was established under the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021. Next, IT Act change yet to aid MSMEs. Section 43BH of the IT Act allows payments due to MSMEs to be deducted if they were made within a stipulated time. An intervention introduced in the Union Budget last year to ensure timely payments to micro and small scale manufacturing and service units is yet to help them and even hurting some. Section 43B of H of the Income Tax Act says payments due to Udyan registered micro and small scale industries would be allowed as deduction only if the actual payment was made within the stipulated time in the MSME Act. Otherwise, the payment would be taxed as income. If a micro or small scale unit had a written agreement with the medium or large scale industry for supply of components, space, or any other product or service, the payment should be made by the buyer within 45 days. If there was no agreement, the payment should be made within 15 days. Next, Russian central bank lends more yuan under currency swap. So previously we used to heard something called as rupee ruble. Now now the news is all about yuan, Chinese currency yuan. Russia's central bank said it had provided banks with 2.5 billion Chinese yuan for the equivalent 31.8 billion on Friday under currency swap transactions. The bank's maximum demand for yuan swaps was recorded on Feb 29, where the entire 10 billion yuan limit was used. The central bank launched swap transactions for yuan and rubles in January 2023. The total amount of currency swap operations last year was 59.7 billion Chinese yuan, the central bank said. The bank also said its liquid reserve assets were sufficient to maintain financial stability and perform necessary operations. Opportunities for further diversification of reverse reserve assets into currencies and financial instruments of unfriendly countries were limited by the risks inherent in these currencies and economies. So that's all. So these were the articles which are published on March 31st. So hope you guys have been understood about the importance of these articles. So thank you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channels. Keep following us. That's all.